Hey guys, so yesterday we got ourselves the big patch for Battlefield 4, the patch that everyone has been waiting for, bringing across all the huge changes from CTE into the standard game. Now if you weren't aware, this patch is now out across all platforms, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PC, Xbox One, and of course PlayStation 4. So if you don't have access to PC and you have been wanting to see all these CTE changes, they now are available in the full game. And this is a patch that was going to make or break Battlefield. This is a patch we've been waiting for to either fix the game or probably make it a little bit worse. Now of course, I, being a PC player, have had access to CTE for quite some time, so I have had a chance to play these changes before they've been released. And I've got to say, whilst I do think they did make a massive difference to the game, there's absolutely no doubt the CTE version was definitely leaps and bounds better than the standard version. I wasn't too excited about this patch. I thought we'll see a few things fixed, a few things broken, but overall a placebo effect will probably have us thinking this game has improved. Now with that said, after playing 4 or 5 hours since the patch was released, I have seen massive improvements. Now this isn't just my opinion, from reading comments on Twitter, YouTube, Reddit. Overall it seems people are massively impressed with this patch. This is really now Battlefield 4 2.0. The version of the game I think we would have all liked to have seen on release 11 months ago. Not only us, but also the developers as well. So one of the first things I want to say is a massive thank you to the guys at DICE LA, the guys who have been heading up this patch and making the changes and improvements to this game. It's really good to see the developers still caring about this title a year after its release. Now for me, one of the biggest and most important changes to this game is how much it now actually feels like Battlefield 3. Now recently I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 3, in fact until this patch came out, it's mainly the game I've been playing. So to come straight back to Battlefield 4 since this patch, I now can see a massive comparison. And the guys at DICE have said they've now changed the player movement to be identical to Battlefield 3, so the speed you move, the way you move is identical now, but also the way you take damage. Now of course this is down to changes to the netcode, hit detection, but now just like Battlefield 3, if you get shot, rather than dying super quickly, which is something I've always had an issue with Battlefield 4, since the beta I've always said you just seem to die so much quicker than you did in Battlefield 3. But now with changes to netcode and damage models, you have chance to react, turn around, fight back, jump behind cover, lay down, which makes the game a lot more interesting of course. On Battlefield 4 you used to get shot and straight away that would be it, you'd be on the floor, no chance to react, which is something I didn't enjoy and was something I massively preferred the other way around in Battlefield 3. So that's one of the biggest changes I noticed straight away. Now you actually have chance to react and do something about it rather than just being sprawled out on the floor straight away. Now whilst we're talking about netcode, we've also seen automatic high frequency settings now set as default for all users. Of course previously you had to manually set it in the settings. We've also seen this support come across for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. So personally, I think that's one of the biggest changes we've actually seen to the game. That will make the biggest difference, I think, for your day-to-day gameplay. Now on top of this, we've also seen additional improvements to bullet damage delay between clients, and I have to say, all of these things added together has definitely made the gunfighting experience in this game a massive improvement. It now feels very satisfying when you're hitting somebody, and it does feel like you're actually connecting with the target. And also when you're getting shot at, now you do feel if you get behind cover, you're not going to get shot around corners as much. Now there are still a few things with lag spikes and pings, but I think over the next coming days as this new patch settles in, those things should hopefully die down. Now we've also seen massive improvements to the HUD system, something I've spoke to you guys about before, something that's been in CTE for quite some time now. Of course the triage system, which allows players to see how much time they have left to revive a downed player, and I've actually found so far that's actually improved the rate you get revived. Whether or not it's because teammates now see it as a challenge to try and revive you before that time runs out, or whether or not just having that extra information allows them to judge if it's a wise thing to try and revive you or not. Either way, so far I find I probably get revived twice as many times as I used to in your average match. So the triage system so far does seem like a great success. Now on top of this, you also have multiple new options for how you want your HUD to look. All you do is you head for your gameplay settings and then scroll down to advanced settings. You can now choose everything from the size of your icons, the transparency of your icons. You can even now change the size of your minimap, all the way from a 70% tiny minimap to a 200% not so minimap. So as you can see, there are a lot of new options for you guys to play with. Now another new change that I think will make a massive difference to gameplay is the amount of grenades a player can now carry. This number has been decreased, whilst the time it takes to resupply a grenade has been increased, so hopefully this game will no longer be Grenade Spam Simulator 2014. Now, as you can see already, this gameplay since the patch on Operation Metro in a bottleneck area, there's far few grenades being thrown about. Instead now, I'm just throwing C4 around. Now, another change that we've seen to the grenades is a massive overhaul to the flashbang grenades. These have now seen a massive buff and can be completely disorientating. They actually remove your HUD completely when you've been affected, so you can't even tell teammates or enemy players apart. You may have seen it a few seconds ago in this gameplay. It does make a massive difference. So these now are probably going to be used a lot more because they are going to become a hell of a lot more effective. Now, we've also seen hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of small minute changes to practically every weapon in the game. So I'm going to leave a link down below to simthic.com if you want to look for particular weapons yourself. We would literally have to have about a 3-hour video to go through all of the weapon changes. So if you'd like to find out more about that, I will leave that linked in the description below. Now also, I want to hear from you guys down in the comments. What is your opinion on this patch? Have you enjoyed it so far? Do you think it will make Battlefield 4? If you've not tried out this patch yet, I would highly recommend it. If you've been put off Battlefield 4 recently due to the way it's been playing, trust me, you want to try this patch out and come back to this game. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, a like is always appreciated. But in the meantime guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.